The First Order Stormtroopers. Equipped with sleek armour and powerful weapons, the Stormtroopers enforce the will of the First Order. FN-2187. After his first taste of combat during a brutal First Order night assault on a Jakku village, Stormtrooper FN-2187 defects from Kylo Ren's forces and becomes a fugitive. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing the First Order Troopers. Well, we have a standard First Order Trooper, and on the right we have FN-2187, which is Finn. So I thought I'd do it together in a review. These are another two that have been sitting on my shelf. This one was gifted from a friend, so unfortunately I'm missing just the bottom gun on his hip. But this one I got from XX Stock, and he only cost me $9.99, which I thought for this figure at the time, I think it was only my third sort of figure that I bought for Black Series. I thought, to be honest, it weren't too bad. So as I have a little thing for the old removable helmets, but I do it together because they are similar in, obviously the armour's completely the same, but I can see subtle differences. Like Finn looks a lot shorter and is a little bit broader than the standard one. But yeah, I mean, the First Order Troopers, when I first saw them, to be honest, I thought, oh, they look a little bit too sleek. I don't really like them too much. They look a little bit too neat and tidy, like compared to the Stormtroopers and the Clone Troopers. But do you know what? I actually really like them. It's kind of grown on me. I don't really like it. We've got these Sith Troopers coming out and they look a little bit similar to these guys and stuff. Like, I wish they sort of broke away from it a lot. But yeah, I really like the look of these guys, and they're pretty cool. So we'll get on with the review, as we've got two of them. And first of all, we go with the accessories, and they both come with the same blaster, which is a F11D. And it's just a bit an upgraded E11 blaster from a Stormtrooper, really, with a few sort of white extra bits and bobs on it. But yeah, again, I think these are done quite well. They do look a lot like Nerf guns and stuff like that, but I think that was kind of the concept that they was going for, so they could easily sell some toys. But yeah, it's replicated very well there. And also they come with a little hand blaster. Like a little pea shooter. And with that, there's a little sort of attachment on the side. With both guns have got attachments just on the side, so if you wanted, you can plug in the blaster and they can hold the pistol, which just fits nicely in the hands and the finger. So with this Finn, he comes with an extra accessory, obviously, which is his helmet. It's a little bit tight as well, unfortunately, on his head. So I think there might be a bit of paint rub eventually down the line. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not a bad sort of size helmet. It doesn't really take away from the figure. It doesn't look oversized. And obviously we've got the sort of blood marks on his hand from his teammate that he was worried about, that he was dying. And that's the thing with Finn. Like, this is the bit that I never got with Finn. He thought it was a bit weird to kill those little villagers at the beginning of the film. But, you know, even though this guy's been taken as a baby with the First Order, and for some reason he wants to get Poe out of that place because he thinks it's bad. But all these guys that he's seen, you know, within minutes he's blasting all the people to sky high. You know, this could have been Tim, that he shared a coffee with him in the morning. You know, and he was upset when this guy died and poured blood on his face. But 2 minutes later, he's blowing all his mates to hell just to get out. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, we'll look over their articulation, and we'll do the standard Stormtrooper for this one. Unfortunately, these are not the sort of the bestest sort of Black Series figures out there. But I'll show you as we go through the articulation. So yeah, it's got left and right, and he can look up and he can look down. It's got an ab crunch, forward and back. His rotations up here and not down here. This whole bit here is completely a rigid section. And his arms, they can go up this far. They can rotate. They can rotate at their elbow, and his arms can go up to less than 90, and this is the bit where they really suffer from. So this is as far as his elbow can go up. He's got rotation at the wrist, and this one's hinged inwards, and this elbow on this side is not much better. So that's about as best you're going to get for those, unfortunately. And as you turn it around, because of the sculpt, it gets lower and lower down, so the actual degree turns down. So you can get his legs out this wide, which ain't great because he's got all these sort of dooblies on here, and this is all really hard plastic as well. You've got a rotation at the upper thigh, but again, you can't really get much articulation out of that due to these larger boxes. He's got a double jointed knee, and he's got a rotation and a pivot, and a rocker, shall we say. And yeah, this is where these guys are sort of, they let themselves down, unfortunately, because their elbows, he can't really hold the guns in any kind of nice poses. You can't get that sort of nice running pose unless it's going to be a one-handed sort of gunslinging like pose. For Finn, you can't really look up, and looking down's a bit difficult. He can look left and right, but without the helmet, he can look up, he can look down. And again, he's pretty much the same. It's just he's got a larger kind of sort of like chest part than the other one. But his legs are completely the same as well, so all this is all hindered. And he's got his double jointed legs and rocker and pivot. And his elbows are the same as well. So yeah, it's kind of hindered. But we'll go over Finn's sculpt, obviously, because he's got his face. And just bring that in a bit. And it's quite, I think it's like John Boyega. It's got quite good lightness there, and his hair's done quite well as well. And then going through the armour, it's just nice and gloss, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Everything, all the detailing's in the right place, all those sort of little black dots just to sort of break up the white, with a thermal detonator on the back into the belt down to their lower glosser part. There's not really much to sort of say on the armour because there's not really much sort of details. I mean, we've got these sort of comp pads on their arms, and a few little clips, and an upgraded sort of bit of the StormTrooper at the back there. But yeah, I mean, that's it, unfortunately. That's why I did these guys together, because I just thought, to be honest, if I did one, it would take about 2 seconds. So I thought I killed 2 figures for you. And this one hasn't got any difference at all on the sculpt. But comparing the two together, you can just see that one's a lot wider than the other. Like the whole torso piece. I think the arms are exactly the same, and the legs are the same. But yeah, it's just from the waist up and the head, it's different. And I don't know why, if they sort of maybe they made this bit a bit wider because John Boyega's, you know, is a bit of a wider chap, or it's the full inside with the helmet, so the helmet didn't look too much out of place. That's why they widened it a bit. But yeah. But to be honest, even though they got really sort of like articulation of a potato in their elbows, I still really like them. They're really good. But it's just a shame of that you can't really get that kind of sort of like cool pictures with them. Unfortunately, they always look a little bit like they're about to drop the gun. But guys, this has been my review for the First Order Troopers and FN 217, or 87 should I say. And you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you like, you can follow me on Instagram, all the rest of the other stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.